Just say it. 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 Just say it.
Just say it!
Who the fuck are you?
Hi, Mr. Burnett. I'm Reggie.
What you doing here?
I came to take out Megan.
What?
I came to take out Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 15, Mr. Burnett.
Motherfucker, you look 30. Show me some ID.
I don't have none on me.
You don't have no idea. Get your ass up against that wall. What the fuck's your problem? You think you know it all. You little young Thundercats. You got joints on you?
No.
You smoke that shit?
No, sir.
You trying to get my daughter high? You smoke that shit?
Nigga, who that is, the
It's
dog?
Reggie!
Who the fuck is Reggie?
Came to take Megan out.
What you want, nigga?
I'm here to take his daughter out.
What's your name?
Reggie,
Well, no, I heard the motherfucker say your name, Reggie. You taking Megan out?
Yes, sir.
How old is you?
15.
Shit, nigga, you at least 30.
This is
Can
Mike.
you fight?
Yeah.
You can fight. Oh, you motherfucker, you can't fight. Look at you. Look.
Mike,
No, I want to know if the
Mike.
nigga. I want to
Come
know
on.
somebody gonna take
This
my
is a
niece
dog.
out. I want to
This
know
is
if the
a
nigga can
godfather.
fight. Somebody might
Okay.
come say something.
Hey.
The nigga can't fight. She can't go.
This is Megan's godfather, okay? He just got out the joint.
Why you
okay?
putting all my
They call
business in
him-
the street? Why you
They
putting
call
all?
him-
I just got out of jail and I ain't going back.
That's the-
I ain't going back. What's wrong with you? You acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before?
Like, stop pointing the gun at the boy, man.
Nigga, look. Don't you disrespect me
All
in
right.
front of company.
All right, let the gun go off. You don't
Nigga,
have...
you a big old tall ludicrous looking motherfucker, ain't you? You rap?
No.
Move, nigga.
look.
Get out the way.
Hey,
If I see
okay.
you on the highway,
Hey,
get
hey,
the fuck out of my way.
Hey, Mike! Now listen, have my daughter home at 10:01. If she ain't home at 10:01, I'm in the car, okay? Lock, loaded, and hunting your motherfucking ass down. Do you hear me?
And I'm
Speak
going
the
with
fuck
him.
up, Reggie.
And if I'm there, you know what it's gonna be? Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, nigga. That's what it's gonna be.
Marcus! Oh, Reggie, baby, I am so sorry. Please forgive Megan's dad and his silly friend.
You a virgin?
Yes.
All right, keep it that way. Ain't gonna be no fucking that night.
Baby, the red shirt's nice. I like that. You guys have a good time.
You ever made love to a man?
No.
You want to?
No, sir.
A few things. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm getting comfy
Nah,
now.
man. I don't want to start, man.
What?
I don't want to start, lad.
Oh. Alright.
Did you just kiss your teeth down the phone? Man.
That's how no. This connection's strong.
He kissed it.
It isn't.
Makes a change.
Yeah. Well, no, usually it's
Yeah.
alright. It was only that one time that we've really experienced that.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
So,
That was like the day of internet calf.
Yeah, I definitely think something was happening there, download-wise. But yeah, we're all good now.
alright.
All right, okay. Let me start then.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I might as well start.
Go on.
Like, I just had I think that we got Hayley on the show, yeah, and I want to navigate a lot more of what I want to talk about so that she can answer a lot of my questions that I have around interacting with females and
These
understanding
girls out here.
understanding women, like, because
That
like,
might not be the best bit.
You know,
Thank
like-
you. Haley, you
No,
laughed.
no.
I laughed inside. You did it out loud for me.
no, the thing is what I'm trying to achieve here, like personally, and then also what Ashley's also trying to achieve as well, is
Calling me out like that.
someone who Rego. No, because we're on the same road. Like, we're single guys
He's trying
out
to
here.
eat, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
You
you.
didn't
Yeah.
be eating. Oh, geez, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, now I've got to make it brighter.
No, carry
so
on.
Can you
It's
hear that?
fine.
Or can you hear me like my clap?
No, we can't hear you chewing. Don't worry about that. It's your spoon or your cutlery or whatever. Yeah, don't stop. It's fine.
That's interesting. It's-
You know what? I'd actually
No.
eaten before, but then
Yeah.
when we were waiting, I was still hungry, so I was like, oh, let me get some more.
Oh,
No,
same.
that's fine. You can eat. I've got no issue with you eating.
No, it's definitely not as bad as the last one, isn't it? Like where we heard the woman in the
no,
background.
it's actually no. To be fair, the fact that you can actually hear you like kissing teeth and I can hear cutlery, then it means it's clear. We're fine. Every nuance.
Do you know what's
is
interesting?
heard. Yeah.
Interesting thing was that, you know, when I was in the internet cafe that time,
Yeah.
a reliable source told me that there was some interesting conversations going on behind us.
All right.
In Spanish, because the person I was speaking to could speak Spanish, obviously, and knew what was going on in the background. It's more indulged in the conversation outside of our conversation. That's how it was. But yeah, there's
Nice.
Politics around customers or whatever. But yeah, basically, let's get going and let's talk about a very, very tricky topic called women's needs. Women's needs.
Oh my gosh.
It's a topic.
Shut out, man. Shut down. It's alright. You guys do the show today, man.
Yeah, you need to, Ashley, you need to put that food down. And you need to, you get me?
He's making me hungry. I've had like food. No, it's fine. Go on. I'm drinking peppermint. I can't have no more food now.
Okay, so no, I just want listen, yeah. Like I think there's too much. There's too much when it comes to men and women. There's too much accusations or assumptions that just to work out mean, and instead of it just being direct and like this is what that means and that's that. Like there's too much things that are like if a girl does this and then it means this. So like we're not really confirming if these things are real or not. Like, and I'm not trying to get like female Bible to understand. Yep, this is what all girls want. Yep, now I'm gonna go out there and start dating and go buy this book. I'm not gonna do that. I just want to like understand, like, because I guess we're talking in general terms anyway when we talk about this, because not every female is gonna have the same way of looking at things, but in general, when it comes to a woman wanting to settle down, what is it that what does that look like for a woman wanting to settle down? Because for guys, I think it's different. Like, it depends on the guy as well, of course. But I mean, what comes to mind when you meet someone and you feel like okay, I'm ready to settle down, but what's the things that you're kind of looking for that's going to give you clarity on, like, yeah, this is the one. I'm gonna hang with this one.
Okay.
Versus
like emotionally wise, like what or you talking about like the logic that then comes into play when they go and have a chat with their mates?
I want the whole shebang, because I think because if we just touch on just emotional, I don't think that's enough, because I think for women it's more than just emotion involved.
Well, yeah, no, because initially,
but
like initially that's the first thing in it, because that's the same with everybody. So you go like, I'm like, this person, I found them attractive. Now I'm talking to them, they're making me laugh, or whatever the girl person they're into. Yeah, so like then they've had that whole thing. It's working. They've gone out with them maybe once or twice or whatever. Or they've met up with them once or twice, but then when conversation starts between like a group of girls chatting, that's when it starts. The logic starts, because then the logical requirements for this person start kicking in. Now I know it says I'm saying logical because a lot of the time it doesn't make sense. Now I get the whole back in the day when like the man went out to work and the woman stayed at home. I get all that, because back in the day women couldn't get jobs, but now it's all very equal. So it winds me up sometimes when that's still in the forefront of mind, because it's like, well, it's not, it doesn't really work like that anymore. But like the emotional side is probably exactly the same. So they obviously need to find you attractive, and whether that's they find you attractive because you make them laugh, or because you are a bit kooky, or you're into the same thing that they're into, or whatever, because it's not, I don't know whether you've never noticed, but like really attractive women can often be going out with really not attractive guys, and lads will go out that way. But I think it's more because like there's something that they're providing which the girl finds attractive in another way, whereas lads are very, and correct me if I'm wrong, are very initial fire type thing. So she looks good, so now I'm going to go and talk to her type thing. So but whereas you can be their friend. I don't know whether that's true, but that's the way it's seen. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm talking general, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what, when we talked last time, when we were saying about, girls putting the whole facade up and like fake pants and fake bras and fake everything. That's because in their mind, initially, that's what's going to get them the attention that they need. And then hopefully they'll hook you in with something else. That's the hope. But, obviously, that's generalisation. But, like, I personally, I'm not really fussed on providing. However, that tends to be the general conversation. So like if I'm talking to mates and stuff, they'll go, oh, he's lovely, however this is what he does for a job, and all of a sudden that becomes the focus, and they're like, oh well, I need to do something different before I can be this person. And I often find that a bit but that is often what's talked about. You've got to remember, women go home and talk to their mums and stuff, and their mum gives them advice on whether or not that's going to go the way they need it to go. Lads often have to go and ask fathers for permission before they propose, and that's when they get the whole chat from the dad about how you're going to support my daughter, how are you going to do this, how are you going to do that. Still all.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna be. Oh, actually, you were just kind of raw blood.
No, it's not that I'm not, but I mean, as in, she's more than capable to be resourceful for herself for her own life. If she never met someone,
I know, and I completely agree with you.
That's how that's how I would relate to her. But then, yes, there are these things that, through my own personal, authentic expression, that I would want to share and provide and support her with and be in partnership with, but not because she needs it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm of the same thought, do you know what I mean? And I'm of the ilk that, like, it doesn't fucking matter what they're doing. As long as you two are happy as a partnership, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? If I earn more money, and what? Do you know what I mean? Let's just sort it out. We are working as a team. That's how it works. And for us to work together and be together, then this is how it's got to balance. So I get that. But a lot of the time, there's background noise from what is expected from the guy and what is expected from the girl to expect. Do you get me? So like, she'll be sat there and she'll go, oh, like, he's an artist. Okay, well, and this is like a person who draws. I'm not talking about like in general, but they actually draw for a living. They paint, they do abstract. It's all very, very good, but they're not earning very much money from it. So I'm now going to guide him into a career that is going to earn him some money so that I can discuss future with him. And you can see that happening. So you can see them saying, oh, well, could you work for a magazine? Do this. It's like, well, no, he doesn't want to do that. You see what I mean? And it's not because she wants it, and this is the rub. It's not because she wants it. It's because she needs to show him to the rest type thing. So before I can say it's the person I'm settling with, I need to make sure that you're packaged.
All this information is just making me more
vex.
Yes, let's use that word, vex. I didn't want to use a different vex. It's making me more and more vex. Like the information that you shared about, like, you know, bum bras. That's the first time I heard about bum bras, right?
Did you Google
I saw
it?
That was jokes.
I didn't, but I did look at the evolution of beauty though. The body.
Wasn't that fun?
That was really good. Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. It was like 3-4 minutes. It was really it was so interesting because of all the different body types and shapes, and how all at one point they were all classed as beautiful. Which I always.
It's meant to be a motive for women. It's meant to say, like, you see, it doesn't really matter. It's, you know, you've all been pretty at one point. It's just do you know what I mean?
And
so it is
down to perception, or the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. And it is a brilliant video, but that is what, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of the time you feel sorry for people because there's pressure as well, because, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but like, they feel like, well, if I tell my mates this is who I'm with, how much stick am I going to get regularly about that? And they should be don't get me wrong, but that's what happens.
But then that's partly where I'm getting more vexed, like, around it all, because that's like a majority. That's the majority of how females are operating. Well, I don't want to just class it as females because guys do it too. People are operating, and so it's like, well, I'm very clear that's not a match for me.
Yes, of course, and it shouldn't. And the thing is, you shouldn't be going to a panel when you're approaching someone. It should be that person, and that's it. That they're the person.
Where's the panel start then? Where do you think is it the honeymoon period, like halfway through? Do you think
that? Oh god, yeah.
That they start getting Because
early days.
If you think, like when you first start dating someone, they're not exactly going to tell someone all this from the beginning. Unless the first date was amazing, they might go and tell their best friend, like, "Oh, I had a date."
Oh yeah.
Really
Well,
nice, but
your first date will be discussed, regardless of whether you're going to be there for the long run or whatever. Your first date is discussed anyway. However, that's usually
girls are getting too involved, blood. They're getting too involved
but
in our
do get very, very involved, and it happens. But it's not necessarily judgmental either. It's they will tell their friends and go, "It was really good," and they'll just highlight all the positives that happened in the evening. And if they've got good mates who are genuine, they will celebrate in the fact that they've had a nice evening.
Yeah,
that's what you've got to hope, that you've got nice people in the group. If you've got the vindictive ones that may be like a bit older than everybody else and they're single and they keep getting told by their mum that their eggs are going to expire soon and they need to get settled down, if you've got someone vindictive in the group, they will find a negative and proceed. And then
I'm glad you said that.
I don't think it's a problem, the fact whether girls their friends are sharing like, oh, it was really good or not good. Well, it can add a problem, but it comes down to the female who went out on the date and her making up her own mind, like her point of view and her opinion being the first and foremost thing, and then anyone else, they might say something that might add to it or they may not add to it, but her opinion being formed because it's hers.
Yeah, of course, and that's what you've got to hope for as well. You've got to hope for someone who's just going to go, well, sod you all, I'm happy.
But have a mind of their own.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but do you know what? I think is going on there is that some girls, like, we have to remember that some women have experiences in their life with men who they were with someone who they weren't happy with. They thought they were in love for the right reasons, but they were with someone who disrespected them and they did things wrong to them, and they've had bad experiences with men. So when they find someone that is really good for them and they think, wow, this is really nice, they're not used to that. So maybe that's the reason why they navigate to getting opinions, because they're feeling like, what if this guy's going to turn into one of those guys that
but they just got to get over that, man.
Always coming up.
Well, not they, as in an individual.
So do we as men.
Yeah,
because I do the same.
Yeah, but we got to get over it, because like, that new person is that person, so we have to take them for how they are. Yes, that stuff might come up, or most likely will come up, like about, oh, remember how it was then with that girl, or how it was with that guy. But then just remembering that's not this new girl here, and to give that girl the opportunity to actually be her and not project our baggage on that person.
So baggage, that's the word, baggage.
But us being able to discern doing that.
Yeah.
So,
but I get you with the baggage thing, but I go back to the whole biology bollocks. Because the thing is,
take a step
girls as a group, girls as an animal, girls as a species, they require group acceptance. I know that sounds really random, but it's kind of like they probably don't even know they're doing it. Do you know what I mean? So and I'm not generalizing, because then obviously you've got to then have the logic to go, nah, hold on, this is getting a bit deep. You know, like when all your mates start to put in too much information, you're like, hold on, there's just me. Thanks for your feedback. However, I'm off now. But they do see it's a craving thing, and that's why obviously the whole social media things took off. Yeah, it's craving the approval, because the positive aspect of your relationship.
That's one of our pet peeves, isn't it?
Yeah, the positive aspect of your relationship reflects well on you. So if you are seen to be with the perfect guy, you therefore gain credence for you gain like popularity for that, because you somehow have managed to bag this perfect person. So if you can package it and say this is what he's like, you all of a sudden become the go-to person. So like with me being with Bert for so long, if I used to get people asking me questions like, how and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It just works. I can't help you with what you're doing, because you two are two completely different people. So you're into different stuff. And like me and Bert have actually broken a couple up, not intentionally. We went for a meal with them. This is like a genuine thing that happened. Me and him went for a meal. We knew them individually and as a couple. They'd been together for 3 years in a relationship. We went for a meal, And then the next day, he broke up with her and told Bert it was because of the way we behaved at the meal. He said that the way we were, they weren't like that. So therefore, we're breaking up. And I was like, whoa, that's not, you shouldn't do that. We're not like this pin-up of what was supposed, we've just been together a bit longer.
But he might have
it might have been. He might have. But I just felt a bit, well, hold on, if it's been working for 3 years, man, what happened after that meal?
Was it working for 3 years? That's the thing, like, was it actually really working?
Yeah, because behind the scenes, you don't know.
For him internally.
But it's just, I was like,
Hayley.
Yeah.
But something you just said there very interesting about the outside world for that couple. So they saw what you and Bert were doing, and they realized that their relationship weren't working. Like, was there anything when you first got with Bert? Like, I mean, your initial, the beginning stage, obviously you got honeymoon period, and then there's the period where the outside world gets involved. So friends and family start to get introduced to, you know, your partner, and vice versa. Like, what was that like for you? That transition from, because it's just you two, right? Like, you go to the parks together, you spend time together, you talk, it's just you two, no one else is involved. Like, and then gradually people start to come into the equation. Like, what was that like for you? Did it make any difference?
To say it made difference would be wrong, but I mean, there's friends of mine that, because there's friends of mine who Bert doesn't like, and that's because he knows that they didn't like the relationship from the beginning, and vice versa. So there's friends that he has that I'm not keen on because they were negatively
looking at your relationship in some way,
saying this isn't working for you and giving all that 2 cents. But we individually didn't listen to it. I suppose the fortunate thing I had is my mum and dad, they've been together since they were 15. So them two were able to look at us as like two 17-year-olds in college and maybe thought, oh, okay, that's like what we were. They weren't relaxed, don't get me wrong, like he weren't like in the house all the time and all that sort of thing, but our mum and dad were very positive about it. So they were like, oh, you're going to university separately, oh, that's alright, innit, and all that sort of thing. So they were like, they could see that it wasn't impacting on our future, so they didn't really say anything negative, very accepting. So like, when I turned 18, at my party, my whole family just rallied round him, got him drunk, and then tried to get him to say stupid things. So it's like one of those sorts. So they were relaxed about him. So I think if I'd have had parents who I've witnessed with my friends making comments like, "We're getting older now, you're going to struggle to have kids," you know, things like that. If I had that in my back all the time, I think I may have felt pressured that this isn't the right relationship to be in.
Because there's been some girls to me who I would look at as young and have got loads of time still, who are like, I'm running out of time, and the girls are like 23, 24, I'm running out of time, like I've got blah blah blah, and I'm just like, wow, are you serious? Like, and I get that maybe they might have had a particular ideal in their head of like, by this age this will happen, blah blah. So I get that, and that the fact that may not have happened, they're like, oh man, I wanted that to have happened by then, so now I'd like it to happen now. But the pressure that they're adding to themselves is as if, but also they don't have much time.
Because how unattractive is that? Like, you might have found someone who's horrendous, like who's brilliant in every way, shape and form, but all she keeps going on about is the full-on commitment of marrying her and moving in with her and having kids with her, and that's all she's talking about. And you're like, whoa girl, it's a month in, what the hell's going on? And there's that makes guys run a mile. So that's not because you don't want that, but because you're thinking, whoa, this is a bit early days.
It's also the way that they will express it as well.
Like desperation. And there's nothing there's nothing worse than feeling like you were there. So, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's desperate, and that's horrible. That horrible feeling of thinking, I was in a room and you threw a brick and it hit me, and that's why you're here. And there's nothing worse than that feeling, because that's what happens when you feel like you're in a desperate situation. Then you must feel like, whoa, hold on. Obviously, it works the other way around. If the both of you are moving at that speed, then you two are made for each other, and you're going to be fine. But if one of you is moving faster than the other, then you're screwed.
Yeah, and do you know, I did experience. I'm glad we touched on that because this is a new this is a new topic. It's the deadline that women have that men don't have. That makes men more relaxed and like, oh, do you know, man? Like, you know, just gotta have the boys.
Yeah, you can have kids till you're 80.
You know what I mean?
You can keep producing.
Yeah, we could do the Hugh Hefner. We could do Hugh Hefner and like go in, like, but like the thing is, what's there for me at the moment is that when you meet someone, what is the deadline? As in, like, generally for a woman.
Also, I think some of that's fed as well, because I get that there's the biological.
Yeah, but it is. You are looked a spinster if you get to about 35 and you're not in a relationship. You are a spinster, and they take the mick. Like, have you got any cats yet? You know, and that sort of thing. And it's like, if you're 35 and single, that's it. The spinster role has begun, and I don't think 35 is that old.
No, it isn't.
Especially the way it's changed in the way like the world has changed now, because a lot of people have like focused on actually getting a career and getting themselves settled. People are buying houses younger, things like that. So there's other things going on, and you need to be secure in yourself to actually start, you know, branching out. Maybe you went to university and didn't want to have a partner when you were in university. Maybe you wanted to, you know, play the field a bit. Maybe you wanted to travel. These are all the things that people want to do. So to say you should be settled down by 35, I think is a bit. But I say it, but my, like, you know, although my mum and dad were really cool with it, my mum used to keep saying to me now and again, she used to go, I was married with 3 kids by now. You know, like, even when me and Bert weren't engaged. And I was like, well, yeah, I know, mum. But bully for you. But it's not, do you know what I mean? It's not
wow.
But it does happen, and girls do get it. There's a really popular Instagram thing, and I think it's called Crazy Jewish Mum, it's called, or something like that, and it's a girl who's documenting all the text messages she gets from her mum.
Oh my god.
And it's like and saying, I've signed you up to a dating website. Like, her mum signs her up to dating websites, and she shows her picture to men in cafes, you know, and stuff like that, because she's so determined to get her daughter, you know, into a relationship where she can get married and go and have children, because she's 30. So her mum's like, you need to be married and having kids now. And it's really mental that there is that pressure. It is there.
Do you know what's occurring for me right now? Like I'm glad that you're talking about this and going into more detail, because there is a lot of pressure, man. Like they just sounds so pressurized. Like, you know, the build up of so much things, different angles. Like, so you got the parents, then you got the friends, then you got the initial, like, what's my choices that I can make for myself, and just being a female in general, if you are attractive and just not trusting you versus just wanting to get in your knickers, and like all of these things like that a woman has to go through. Like, obviously I knew that there's a big massive level of, like, you know, pressure, you know,
but I mean, like, I get the guys get it and all, though, because it goes both ways.
Yeah, we get it as well. Yeah, it definitely does. But
I mean, you just don't have that sort of pressure, because, like, they go on, don't they? It's like comedians go on about it, about the difference between having a boy and a girl. Like, when you send your lad out first night with his girlfriend, you said the father will say something really stupid like, give her one for me, and all that sort of thing, and the lad's encouraged to get as much as possible before it's time to sit, you know, so you sow your wild oats, then settle down. And that's kind of the theme going through, like,
a boy. Crazy what you just said there.
With a girl, it's like, you can't go out until you're 18.
Yeah,
then how the hell am I supposed to find someone if I can't touch her? Yeah,
he's 30. I don't care. I don't want to see any breads coming through. And if they come through, I need to know what time it is. Pick them up. I need to have a big chat with them.
Will Smith and my lords.
No, but I'm hearing what you're saying then.
Yeah. So our timeline's so much shorter, but at the same time, like, the guys will be told, like, all those girls you sowed your wild oats with, you can't settle down with them because everyone's been with them. So all of a sudden you're fishing, like, nets, like, really empty now, because you've got less to look at. It's just really, really random, because, like, you're judged on who you bring home, because if you bring home someone who one of the lads will recognise, like, yeah, but she's been with everyone though, do you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden you're looked at as negative, but whereas that might not even be true.
It's just another form of peer pressure, basically.
It is, definitely. So it's nice to think that we all make, and I can hold my hand on heart and say, I made my decision and this is who I'm with. And hopefully he made it based on his own thoughts as well.
Exactly.
But I've been in rooms where people have decided that's not it. Do you know what I mean? Just based on the room and what they've said. And it's like, whoa, chill out. You know, like, and people putting in their 2 cents and saying, oh, well, that's not going to work, is it? And then you sow that seed, and then all of a sudden they're thinking, right, the group mentality is this isn't the best idea. So I'm gonna bounce from it. If someone's wobbling, it only takes a few people to say, and then they bounce from it. And it's not great, but it does happen. And I'd imagine it happens in guy circles as well, but with different, reasonings for why you shouldn't do it.
There was one thing. Do you know? I never got to tell you this again, Hayley. But there's one thing that you and Bert told me about your relationship, and you'd said, because I was just starting to see my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I remember thinking, like, man, I'm missing her, man. And I was at your wedding, and you said the sign is when you feel at home with each other.
Yeah. And
I remember like when I went back and I spoke to my ex-girlfriend, and then she got a bit worried because I started to get a bit serious with her, and then we got in the relationship, and it ended the way it ended. But I had that feeling again recently, and I was thinking, wow, like, and your quote just came up, and like that homeliness is so beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's
like, I think
feel like
not a lot of people can say that.
If wherever you are, you feel like you're in the right place, as long as you've got each other. That is the goal. And fortunately that's been the case with us, because I've moved to dives of cities because of him. So we've been, like, I'm not going to name it in case there's any listeners from there and then I get lynched, but like, I've been to places and stuff I've gone, this isn't, this is like the worst place for me to be living. I know no one here, it's too far from home, but he's there, so it doesn't really matter. It could be naff, but the two of us are there, so it's fine. And that's what you've got to be at, because at the end of the day, when the two of you are 70, that's all you've got, really. So you need to be able to have that, otherwise it's a waste, isn't it? It's no good to get to that point and go, you know what? Why are we still sat next to each other? I can't stand you. So it needs to be like, you are comfortable with each other throughout. And the moment it stops being like that, then you need to have a conversation, because something's gone on. Because otherwise you're not comfortable.
Would you say that it's important that you both enjoy the same activities together, or would you say that yourself and Bert have different things that you're into, and it's okay, like it's perfect that you choose certain times to meet up and do things, and you give each other space?
Yeah, because I'm more social than he is. So if he needs to meet with friends, it's usually me that says, look, you're going to have to go and see this person, because he'd stay in his pit forever. But he's quite antisocial. He likes to stay on his own. He's into computer tech and all that sort of thing. Yeah. And I haven't got a clue. I can use my phone. That's about it. But like, I'll go off and do my own thing, and then he'll go off and do his own thing. Because if the two of us did every activity together, we would drive each other insane, because there's stuff he does that I don't enjoy, stuff that I enjoy that he doesn't like. So I'll mention something and he'll go, so who are you going with that with? And laugh, because that means I ain't doing that with you, so you need to go and find something.
But you're so used to each other now, like with that.
You don't take it personally. Yeah, exactly. So, and like, or he'll joke in front of our son and say things like, and guess where you're going, because he knows that. So he's like, oh, you're about to enjoy something really special because you're going and I ain't going with you. So it's one of those things, but that's again getting to the point of comfortable to be able to have that conversation and not feel like you're going to hurt their feelings by saying I'm not going. Do you see what I mean? So
I guess you know each other enough to know what things you like and what you don't like. You're not going to say, oh, let's go to this, and it's like, well, you know Bert's not going to be into that.
I'll say it and I'll suggest it, and he might go, all right, but there's a likelihood that he's going to go, no, that we ain't doing that. I'll stay home. You can go do that. and let me know how it was. So, yeah, but again, that's comfortable though, innit? That's being able to say, because a lot of the time, if you're in a relationship early days, and I'll give you an example of something I like doing. So if the girl turns around and says, right, there's a vintage clothes fair on, you're going to come with me to that. Early days, you can't say no. Because if you say no, the friend she takes instead of you will slag you off the entire trip.
Yeah.
That's, you can't.
Do you know?
Going to be getting slagged off.
No, but do you know what? I'm getting a lot from this conversation because, like, as you're telling me these things, this is no different to if I was talking to someone else. Like, say I had someone in my life, and I was like my friends. This is not really different to that, because if I'm asking you how that is for you, it's because I want to know for myself as well, like how I can deal with that situation if it comes up, and then I'm automatically gonna refer to what you said. If I'm in a relationship and I don't get that, I'm gonna refer to your comments. Oh, well, I remember when Hayley said about the comfort zone and that it's okay that we don't have to do all the same things together, and I feel like I'm having to do everything. Like I'm going to this place and I don't like it, but I'm here, and like I might end up being influenced by what you said. But I think what the key thing is here, if Fee's with her friends, on the go or whatever, they just have to make a choice that's gonna work. Just taking advice. They think that their friends knows better than they do.
Yeah.
It's just like looking at it, weighing it up and saying, actually, do you know, I think this is going to work for me, actually. And then even talk to the person about it, like, versus just going and trying to do a scheming plan. Like, okay, well, I've just been told this by my friends now, so I'm going to go into the relationship now and just, test them out a little bit and see if this works, or see if that works. And I think that's what's happening in relationships. That you see that going, is that they're taking advice from people and they're getting loads of opinions from other people, but they're not looking at it as applying to their life, as in like, yeah, this may work for my life. Like, oh, thank you, like that may work for me. I'll see if that works for me. And then
you should hit them with the whole, it's going to happen. You could actually just do that from the beginning. You could do something. So like, say for instance, you didn't go on the trip and you say, right, well, I'm not going to go with you to that because I'm not into it. And then she gets a bit upset about that, and you're like, no, but what you've got to understand is you need to do things that you like, because that's who you are. And I don't want to change who you are. Be who you are. You don't want to change me though, do you? Because I'm not into that. So why are you trying to change me? And then when she says who she's taking instead, you could go, well, I bet she'll enjoy it slagging me off, and have a joke about it. And then she'll, when her friend's doing it, she'll be like, he knows you're doing this. So like she can walk around and have joy from the fact that you already knew that was going to happen, because that is essentially what will happen. The friend will go, oh, so he couldn't come with you, why couldn't he come with you, why did he not want to do this, so it's one of them. But then you've already planted the seed that she's going to walk away from it going, you know what's really funny, he knew you were going to slag him off, and what he said was a really good point. This is what I enjoy doing, why am I going to force this on him? And he's gone to do what he likes to do, and I'll see him later. Because that's the thing, they act like you're never going to see them again. You just go into one thing with, you are fine. You will not be eaten by anything. You can go on your own. So
I'm very clear that my journey is all about now. Just like I'm gonna meet someone who's everything that they love to do, and I don't want to feel like I'm having control over them doing things that they want to do. Like it might be something that I might need to get used to, maybe. Like I might be like, oh, I don't know about that, or I don't know if have you seen Polly? That
the
movie.
What?
Ben Stiller, Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly, yes, I have.
Not sure.
How he's experienced. Remember, like he's trying to live with her. But he's and like he was going there and she was dancing with another guy, and then he's like, this is just really peak for me, and just that whole experience of how that felt for him. I'd never someone in that position with me, and me be in that position either. I definitely like, if they want to do that, they go and they do that, and they enjoy their night, and trust that they do, they're going to be reasonable with things, and I just think just less control, try not to have control over someone else.
Then the other side of it, you can be that can be what it turns into. Do you know what I mean? Because it can turn into that, because if if both ways, if the guy or the girl starts to start like saying you can't do that unless I'm there, then that becomes not wanting to be involved in what you're doing, but controlling you essentially, and it pushes it. Yeah, and it pushes it into a whole different thing then, and it stops being. It stops being a mutual relationship. It starts being really one-sided, and then what is the point in that? Have you guys, on a whole different thing? I'm probably going completely off on a tangent now, but when you were saying then, this is what be accepting of what she does and all this sort of thing. Yeah. I watched a documentary last night. Not last night, the night before. I don't know whether you guys have got Netflix, but have you ever seen the documentary Hot Girls Wanted?
No.
Oh, no. Watch it. It's brilliant. It's disturbing.
There's a couple links going on the blog. Like send me the links. Yeah, I'm gonna send them on the blog as well. So if anyone's listening,
Hot Girls Wanted. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix only documentary. It's a Netflix only documentary, and it's about the amateur porn industry, and it's about how obviously if you're going to be a porn star, there's a lot of regulations about how you become one, and there's like a lot of rules, and you've got to be tested regularly, and everybody wears protection. Yada yada yada. There's a lot of background to it. There's a lot of protection. The girls are very well looked after, as are the men, etc., etc., etc. Amateur porn, though, not so much. And it's about these girls that basically turn 18, which is the age you're allowed to do it, and they move to Miami because the law in Miami State is that they can still make porn without having to use condoms. So a lot of the porn is made in Miami because they don't have that law.
Okay.
But one of the girls has a boyfriend.
Okay.
So I couldn't get my head around that. The whole way through, he was there, talking about it, talking about the films she's been in, and he was like 18, and one of the scenes in the film, like, this isn't ruining it for anyone, but one of the scenes in the film, he takes her to a party at a friend's house, and all of his friends have seen it. So all of his friends have seen her films. Mm-hmm. And he stood in a room full of men, full of lads, who are basically making jibes and jokes about it, and she's laughing along because obviously like she's used to it, so she was like quite comfortable joking back, but I could just see this lad's soul like dying, and it was so weird watching this like lad who was completely dedicated to her, never ever played away, never said a negative thing about her, but it was just at that point when he realised, what am I doing? And it was like the weirdest thing, and I thought, well, that's just going the whole other side of the spectrum. That's like accepting too much, because he's just completely he's just taken away everything from himself. There's no benefit to him at all. Any hopes of like settling down and all that sort of thing was, you could just see it vanishing from him. And it was like in that one moment, one of his mates made a joke, she laughed and joked back, and you just watched him like deflate, and that was it, and he was done. But it was just the weirdest thing, and I was like, how can I just... Sorry, I know it's completely off a tangent, but it just makes me think sense.
No, man. Like, I just actually pictured everything you said. Like,
same here.
You sold it to me.
Yeah, so honestly, it's worth watching because it's actually quite nice, because he loves her, and it's clear he loves her, but at the same time, and she's using all them lines, like, you've got to accept that I do this is what I do. And I was like, but that's a bit different though. It's a tiny bit different than going to a vintage clothes fair.
But he is choosing that.
That's what I mean.
But he's choosing a girl who chooses to do that. So she does have a point when she says, this is like what I'm doing at the moment, so you've got to accept that if you want to be with me. And he's choosing to be with her, and whether it sounds like from what you said, he was accepting it to an extent. But maybe
until he realised how many people had seen it. I think that's when it dawned on him, because I don't think any of his mates had joked about it with just him. I think they'd waited until she was there and then did it.
Again,
I think it depends on whether as well, like whether what kind of future he saw with her as well.
Yeah,
because to him, maybe at first, I don't know, it might have been a thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping with a porn star. Yeah, it might have been something like that. And then maybe he caught feelings along the way, or maybe what you're saying, what you saw when they were having a laugh and stuff, it wasn't even to do with maybe because of him having really deep feelings for her. Maybe it might be to do with just the embarrassment of him being her partner at that time, and then kind of being laughed at, or
because that's what I felt like it was. They were laughing at him, and it was like, but laughing at him behind, like laughing at him in front of him, but she wasn't seeing it. It was really weird, and it was just the whole film for me, like, is brilliant. It's a brilliant film, just so well done. But that scene was just like heartbreaking, and just watching, because he was 19 at that point, so she'd been like, they turned 19 in the time, and it was just watching him like have this realization of, oh my god, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with now. If I ever take her anywhere, this is the type of conversation that people are gonna have. And I like when she was ringing him to clear films with him, you know, like, oh, they've offered me this much to do this, and then you'd hear him just lose it, you know, on the end of the phone, because it was more extreme than the last one, and it was just like, well, let her go then, let her fly. If you're not happy, you need to let it go. She might come back to you later on. But what he was just destructing. It was self-destructing. It was so mad watching it. But that's why when you were talking about, you know, let them do what they want to do, I know that's an extreme, but sometimes what people want to do can be a game changer for someone.
Cool. Like, for sure. So, but then that's important to know that, though.
Definitely. They need to have that conversation. Like, you know, when people go, oh, I found out he didn't want to have kids. I always think to myself, well, did you not ask that? Like, I know.
Communication.
Don't ask. Like, I'm not saying, you know, on the first date, go, how many kids do you want? Because that's going to scare the shit out of them. But say it like at least month in, something like that. You need to find out, because if they're going to say no at that point, then maybe you need to reconsider it if it's going to change your plans. Or are you prepared to sacrifice that because you want to be with that person?
But even that's interesting what you just said there. Like, how important is it not to say too much in the beginning? Because if you think about it, why not just say those things in the first date? Raggo!
That's a fair point.
Why not?
No, it is. It's a fair point. But I think like, that's me talking from a girl's perspective. I've always been told that if you say those sorts of things in front of a guy very early on, they run, and that's what we're told.
But that's great, because the ones that run are not the ones that are probably the match for you then, because the ones that don't run and stay and listen and like, oh, okay, and they might say for them how many they want to have and blah blah blah. They may not even do that, but they may not run. But those are probably the ones that.
That's such a refreshing way to look at it, isn't it? And like, thinking about it, that should be the thing that you say to counteract it. But that isn't what it's in your head. You're thinking, I'm never going to get to date 3 if I say this now.
Because what can I ask a question, right? When you've been hanging out with a girl for a little bit, and then she asks you, are you seeing anyone else, or are you dating anyone else, however she phrases it, even though from early on in your encounter you've been clear that
you ain't exclusive as such.
Well, not even just exclusive with her, just like you've been clear about what your intention is for your journey in your love life, which involves not just hanging out with one girl until maybe you're in love. When that question comes about, and then you answer the question honestly, and then this is me basically, right? And then I say, obviously, oh no, that's obvious. And then I say, why did you ask? And they just go, oh, just wondering. I know that's a pile of bullshit. Oh, I'm giving them the opportunity to tell me the truth in that moment, and they don't. And I get turned off, because I know it's only a matter of time that whatever the reason why that was asked is going to come up, when it could have just come up in that moment. But I don't exactly know what that might be.
So this is someone you're not dating, you're just hanging around with, or have you been?
When you
are they your friends?
That's the thing. I don't even call it dating. But yeah, but she would call it dating. But she would call it dating.
I get it. Well, no, because the thing is, like, the way it works is, like, I can see that people get frustrated if they find out that guys are seeing more girls and stuff. However, they're not really supposed to get annoyed because
women have the opportunity to do the same.
Yes, yeah, and also, when did you decide that it'd been locked? Like, yeah, when have you locked it down? Did you say this to them? Don't just assume that they know. This is
no. This is no. You know, like what we were just saying about, like, on our first, like, why can we not have our first conversations about babies and stuff? Like, my first conversations, like when I'm meeting a girl, this comes up. Like, I told them from then. So if they choose to keep spending time with me, they're aware of how I'm approaching things at that moment in time, at least. And obviously, if it then changes for me, then I would communicate that as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, that's.
I don't do it to. But yeah, I tell them clearly.
There's a lot of loaded, like, when you went, that's like the most loaded noise a girl can make. If she makes that noise, there's about 100 things going on in her head.
And you know what?
It's the same as. Are you all right? Not. Yeah, I'm fine. There's loads in that. If you ever say, "Are you all right?" and they're clearly not all right, and they respond, "I'm fine," there's about 100 million things you've done wrong. So that's like the way you.
Not what you've done wrong. What they see.
Yeah, what they see is done wrong. Yeah.
They want to put blame onto you.
Yeah, of course.
Which is not really your fault. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah. Apologies. But yeah, there's a lot of. Yeah, I don't know what it is, because what's really funny is if that was their friend, if that was their female friend asking a question like that, they would blurt out the truth faster than anything. But because it's you asking, for some reason they get really cagey about it. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And for me, I think it kind of potentially spoils their chances in moving forward, because I mean, obviously it's down to my perception, but when I see things like that, I look at that as like little hints or gemstones of something's gonna come up, but they're not saying it yet. They're just holding it in, and I'll give them the opportunity at moments to say it, and then they may, and most of the time it's not said, and then I don't anymore, and then I'll wait, and then once it is said, and then I say the exact same thing that I said when we first met, they're shocked and surprised, and to me I'm like, but this is what I had said from before, and it hasn't really shifted at this moment in time, and that's not necessarily a personal thing to them. I mean, I'm not taking it personally, but it's more to do with me just staying true to what I'm clear about. I mean, even this same particular girl, I'm gonna paraphrase what she said, but she asks the question, "What are you doing?" quite a lot. Well, to me, she asks it quite a lot.
When you weren't in the room, when you were somewhere else.
No, when we're messaging.
Yeah. Okay, so you're somewhere else.
She'll ask, "What are you doing?" and she'll ask that quite a lot to me, and I will just tell her what I'm doing in that moment. But it's not, and this isn't a personal thing to a female. Just generally, when people keep asking me what you're doing, I always just think, why? What? Like, I feel like there's always another reason why you're asking. But anyway, so when this actually happened today. When she asked,
again,
I said to her what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then I said, I just pointed out, you ask quite a lot. You ask quite a lot. You ask me quite a lot. What am I doing? And her reply was along the lines of, and she said it jokingly and playfully, but I have a feeling there was some real meaning to it, and I said it as well. But she said it's basically for her to be able to kind of, it's for her to kind of get an idea of kind of how I move about and live in what I'm doing in life, so she can what did she say? I don't exactly remember what she said, but she wants to know kind of like what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, maybe for the reasons. I don't remember why she said that was, but she said it when I say she said it jokingly, she put all the emotions on.
And you're not in a relationship with this person?
No.
What?
We've
This is what I'm saying.
Time together three times so far. 3 times.
Man, what? Why? What's wrong with her? Why is she doing that? That's really weird.
Well, it's not. Yeah, but this is the thing. This is my assumption, right?
Right. Okay.
And we're doing basically what we said earlier, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Other people talking.
But we're just saying, blood.
We are. Yeah, exactly. So, my assumption with those 2 particular points, because I pick on little things like that when those things come up, that okay, maybe now she's potentially like, in terms of how she might feel about me, maybe has become a little bit deeper potentially, or just my potentiality in her eyes in terms of a future partner maybe has risen up. The percentage has gone up, and that might be something that's in her mind, or she's thinking that she could consider, and blah 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 blah. But she's not going to be saying it straight out.
But she needs to. I don't understand why she isn't.
Probably because of what I've said to her already from
okay.
Of how it is for me. Like, for me at the moment, I'm just what's really important to me is just having nice experiences in my love. And the next time when I'll probably consider being in a relationship is when I'm in love.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but then
one of the things could be like, okay, she's going to see if she can maybe change me, or can.
But that's it. But that's it, though. That's the big thing I was going to say. If that's what she's trying to do, then but why? Because you don't want to change, and she.
I know.
She can't. And when she changes you, you're not the person that she. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what you're gonna. That's like me turning around to my husband and going, I'm gonna make you wear tweed from now on. You're gonna wear tweed all the time, and then me turning around and going, actually, you look stupid in tweed. Do you know what I mean? It's just like I don't get it. It's she needs to.
But this is the thing with communication, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing from my experience with females. When they think they're communicating authentically, they're not all communicating authentically.
But she might be. But like, to be fair on her side of it, be fair on her side, she might be in a position where she thinks, if I say this, then that's it, gone forever.
Yeah, but is that not better? So she's if that's not,
my
if I'm not a match.
Yeah, in my mentality would be, no offense to you because you're lovely, but I'd turn around and go, fuck this, I'm not playing this game no more.
Do you know what?
But clearly, the feeling she has is stronger than that. So she's prepared to hold on to something that might not be her perfect idea.
This always bloody happens to me.
Do you know what?
Like, girls end up wanting to be in relationships with me, and
but girls,
of the qualities that I have, and blah 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 blah. And even though I've said how it is for me at the time, and it's not that I'm not a relationship type of guy, because I love being in a relationship, but it's not a case for me where it's like, yeah, let me just get in one now. Let's give it a go.
Bang.
Like that's not my thing. I'm very clear. That's not how I go with it. So if it's not resonating for me fully, it's just gonna be a no. In the most loving way that I can try and say no. But
I mean that's fine. But like, women are different animals. It's just it, and I understand what you're saying. But as much as a girl will say that she's cool with that, and when you're honest with her from the very beginning, and she's like,
blood.
Thank you. And she asked me on my story, and
I hope she says she's cool.
She ain't who she is.
She's.
She asked me, am I still using
if it is her, if it is her, right? I'm sure you're lovely. Yeah, go on. What?
Hayley, why are women such big liars, man? Straight up.
Oh yeah, by the way, wait. Sorry. This is going on what you just said there, right? Also, this particular female, right?
Yeah.
When she obviously now has felt more comfortable with me, and now it feels like she can be more open and say more things that are the truth. When we first met, she told me an area that she lived in, right?
All liars.
She told me the area she lived in.
Yeah.
Then last time when we spent time together and we were sharing openly and blah blah, she was like, oh yeah, there's one thing I've got to tell you. I don't actually live in this area, I live in that area. And I just thought to myself, and I wasn't
what a daft lie to tell.
But I just thought, what the fudge? What is the point of like? But
what
for me,
difference does it make?
Ash, I think you're meeting the young things, blood. You need to go into the 30s, blood. Raggle. You hit 30 territory, blood.
No, blood. You
hit the 30s, blood.
Yeah,
no.
Junior, like I remember,
early 20s getting
Junior, remember one particular female that was two particular females that were in their 30s, and what happened?
Yeah.
But,
what? I'm blessed in the 30s department.
Do you remember?
Like 30s is all good for me so far.
That's you.
They'd be the most authentic.
Maybe the same age as me might help.
Because you've got to remember that it's not maturity. That's not what happens. We know when people say that girls are more mature than guys. That isn't true. That's rubbish. It's just that, and again, back to biology. Women are ready to have children earlier than men, so they don't mature faster. All it is their biological clock kicks in, so they get, they go through puberty faster and all that sort of thing. So their desires and all that nonsense happens a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. So when a girl says she's cool with you doing that, when you turn around to her and say, "Oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm not committing fully to anyone yet until I'm absolutely sure this is the situation I'm in. Are you cool with that?" And she goes, and then goes along with it anyway. She really ain't. She ain't.
Because she's got a strategy.
Yeah, but her hope, exactly. Her hope is that she will outperform the other people. That's her hope. So that's what she's doing. She's competing with everybody else. That's what she's doing.
The thing is, for me, what they're not getting
is
it's not about their performance, it's about the feeling that for me to experience, and if it's not present to that degree that I would like to experience it at, then no matter how you perform, it will be appreciated. It will be appreciated, but
they'll do things that they think will make you catch feelings. That's basically what they'll do. So they'll be really allowing of situations which they won't be allowing of when you get into a relationship with them. They'll be really cool with things that they won't be cool with afterwards, and things like that. So they will be what they think is working, and then they'll turn it round and go, right, I've got you now. I'm not cool with this, and this. Fix it. Do you know what I mean? And then at that point, you're in it. So you've got, you'll have invested at that point. But by the sounds of things, she's really not cool with what's going on. And if she is listening,
am I still using Tinder?
Really?
Yeah. And I said to her, from time to time, still, I am. Because when I get messages, I'm replying to them, and then when I'm on it, I might do a couple of swipes.
Look, listen.
I didn't say it in that way, like the way I just said it.
No.
Much more compassionately.
No, this is getting me vexed now. This is getting me vexed now, because think about it. We go on Tinder and we meet one person. Out of all the matches, one person. Who is it to say that I just have to go with that one person? Allow it. Why are you gonna ask me if I'm on Tinder for longer? Like, I'm not gonna make a choice in 1 week. You are not. Like, come on, man. Like, it's a stupid question, though. Like, and like these girls are the same girls that are dating bare man. But the thing is, it's not so much a stupid question in their perception reality. It's their way of trying to find out information without saying it, without being direct. Without being direct. They should, but they don't even have to ask that question.
But if they were just direct, then they would get the direct answer, which is, hello, what I said before. Obviously, I won't say it in this way right now because it might sound quite cold. But as in, basically, I'm not looking to be in a relationship until I'm in love, and I'm right now. And that's.
But the thing that's irritating me about her, and if she is listening, hello, I'm sure you're lovely. I bet you're really attractive. And if you ain't happy, go. It's fine. You'll find someone else. But what I'm saying is, she's not being direct with you, even though you're being direct with her. And I don't know why she's not.
And when that happened, when she talked about the area that she lived in, the real.
Why is she? Yeah, but why is she not reacting?
Because I met her. It might have been because we met from Tinder, and she had these pre-connotations about what that could be.
Oh, is she on Tinder too? Well,
that's how I met her. Yeah.
But did you bounce straight back? You know, when she said that, did you not go, "Are you?" Because that would have been my response.
Probably. Because I asked her, "Are you still dating as well?" After I answered, I said,
and did she say yeah?
Actually, I don't know about Tinder, but with the dating, she said to me she had gone on another date or another 2 dates.
Oh, then she's not. She's not. She's lying. She said 1. She's lying. She may have actually put all her pegs in your pen, mate. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
So
do you know what? Do you know what my thing is, Hayley?
I just want to say this thing though quickly about the area thing, because I'm trying to say that area thing, right?
Yeah.
I can understand why maybe she felt like she had to not say that area, because for whatever reason she might have thought she had no idea she's meeting stalker, blah blah whatever.
Yeah, no, I guess that. Blah, blah, safety thing. Yeah,
but the thing for me was the fact that it was still a lie, and once when I'm aware that you lied, even though you then are telling me the truth afterwards, I suppose it depends on kind of like how valid it occurs to me why maybe you felt you had to lie, and it didn't feel like it was valid enough for me with what she told me why. It's just something that's just there in the background for me, because I'm like, well, it was but you lied. Like, doesn't matter how cool it was.
How soon did she reveal it was a lie? How soon in? Or was it quite a while?
It's about a week, right?
No, this is I don't know about time. This is the third time that we spent time together. So the third time is when
on the third occasion.
Yeah.
Oh, because initially I would argue that no fair play, she was being safe. But if it's took her, but if it's took her that long to say something, then she's just fibbing.
And that's my thing with female.
Oh, we're doing what we said before, man.
About the focusing.
You're right, to a peak level.
Huh?
We're doing what we said before about the girls.
What?
Focusing on the lack.
Oh man, no, not the lack. I mean that we talking about like what getting advice and how you know what it's like when that this situation's come up for you, right? And our 2 cents on that situation.
Oh yeah.
To do. It's so easy to do, isn't it?
You know what?
Yeah, that's what I was saying from before.
I've turned into one of those cows. I have actually turned into that horrible person that like sits in a room and goes, nah, she's a liar. How horrible is that? Look how easy that was.
Yeah.
Oh, don't take everything I've said as like false. She's lovely.
None of what you guys have said has had my perception change about her. It's just hearing a female point of view in terms of those things that she said.
But I'm saying this from I'm not actually slagging her off. What I'm saying is I genuinely think that she's now put a pin in you type thing. So she's put a pin in it, and now she's trying.
What does that mean?
She's trying to claw at all the bits of information that's happening, and she's like, right now I need to find out whether he's still on that. So let's find out about that, and then I can kind of drop a hint that he shouldn't be. Right now I need to know where he is. Is he with someone else? Is it a regular thing? So is he meeting the same person at the same? And she's trying to figure out so that she can feel confident enough. Yeah, she's trying to feel confident enough to turn around and say, right, I know I've been weird for the last week, but this is why. And that's the thing about being a girl. You need to feel confident that you're not going to get shot down when you say it. So she's trying to get as much information as she can, so she can either really confidently walk away and go, right, it's ain't for me, or she can turn around to you and go, look, now I know I've been weird, but the reason why I was being weird is because I've caught feelings and I'm just wondering if this could actually turn into something. And then she feels
that's real. That is real.
Yeah.
And then we'd have a real conversation about that, and I'd tell her how I really feel.
Yeah. And I think what the moment she's trying to do is maybe hedge her bets, because there's nothing worse than saying that sentence and then you turn around and go, well, no. And then she feels completely
rejection.
But she's aware of the answer already.
Oh, I know.
Unless obviously that ends up changing for me. But
I'm not excusing it.
Yeah.
It's just
and
how
it's
it
like
is.
She said at the beginning that she's looking for a relationship.
And you know what? She probably even knew you were still on Tinder, because one of her mates probably told her that.
I wondered. Yeah, I thought that. I wonder if that happened.
No. Everyone who's on Tinder can see your last activity. You can see when someone's last.
Yeah, but we're not matched on. Like once if I'm me, I clear my thing out. Like I don't like to have loads. So
yeah,
if I'm not keeping in touch with them, they're unmatched. If I am keeping in touch, but now I have their number, then I'll match them on that as well. So she won't. She wouldn't have been able to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of her friends have.
Her friends will have been on it and gone, you do know he's still on there, right? And then she's asked the questions to see if you said
if they know what I look like. Wow.
No, this is too deep. No, that's too deep now. Nah, doubt.
Don't doubt it, man. Seriously.
But this is what girls. But I know we're saying this is too deep, Junior. Like for us, it's too deep. But this is what some girls do.
I've done this. I've done this.
This isn't deep for girls. This is just norm.
Yeah.
Well, this invest is too much.
I've been sat. I put my foot in it in work, like big style. I was in work. Wow, this is getting a bit personal, but it's not negative about her, so it's fine. But I put my foot in it in work because there was loads of people huddled round a computer in work.
Yeah.
They were going through profile pictures on a Facebook thing, and one of the girls turned round to me and said, "Oh, like," I said, "What are you doing?" Because they were all like huddled round this laptop. It looked really stupid because there was like 50 of them all huddled round, and they were flicking through the pictures, and I went, "What are you doing?" And they were like, "Oh, we're just looking at this guy, and because he's going out with this girl." So they showed me something that the girl had said on Facebook, and something the girl had said on Facebook was a bit mushy. It was going on about, "Oh, I'm going out with the best man in the world, meh," and all that sort of thing. When they put it in the status, and it's all a bit, okay, we don't need to know that. Calm down.
Yeah.
So she'd done that, so they were taking the mick out of her. And I was like, right, okay. And I said, so who's this then? And they were like, oh, this is the lad she's talking about. And I went, is he fit? That's me, just being myself. So I went, is he fit? And then they put the picture up, and I went, nah, and walked away. Now that was a joke, right? Then I realised no one was laughing. And when I realised no one was laughing, I turned round, and one of the girls looked devastated. And I was like, what have I said? And then there was awkward laughter, and then the girl went, yeah, I've kind of slept with him. And I was like, oh, okay. So basically this girl had slept with him, and she was going through his stuff and going through like his current girlfriend and going through all the pictures and everything just to see what he's doing, because clearly she's not over him. And it was recent.
That is deep.
So it happens, and I felt like a dick because I've just told this girl that the guy she's like clearly not over is ugly, but it was a joke.
No,
but
no, you just went here, and that's your opinion.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But I'm saying.
I think if
you've
you
got
said he was fit,
I
think she'd be upset if you said she was fit.
Yeah,
if
she'd have been upset either way.
Should have been upset about that as well.
Yeah, she'd be upset either way. But I'm saying that happens. Like, that was, and I'm talking, there was like 10 to 15 people huddled around a laptop doing that.
Yeah.
So it happens. Do you know what I mean? It does genuinely happen. And I'm not talking like 18-year-olds, I'm talking like 20, 30-year-olds doing this. It's not it's not a child thing. They will
20s.
The thing is though, right, I'm like really clear about with all of this stuff, and it's just, even though it's like, oh my gosh, really, and blah blah blah, we have no control over that. Like, if a girl is going to do that, or if being on the other side, being a girl, and if a male might do stuff like that. Because some guys, I know of some guys who Facebook stalk as well. I mean, hardcore Facebook stalk, hardcore.
I know, rugged ones. Some man's gonna joke when they see that their friends have a thing in it, like
even saving the pictures for like a nighttime by themselves, little jolly.
Oh my goodness, no!
Not saving it on the computer. I mean, but as in like.
But that happened. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to be flattered or disgusted, but go on.
I would say be more flattered around it, because I mean.
No, it's not.
The reason why I'm saying that, because personally, the guys who I know who shared that in that way.
Yeah.
The reason why they're like, it's more of because, oh my gosh, they think she's hot and blah blah. And
yeah,
it's way, but I can't. I won't speak for other guys who I have no idea about who did that. But yeah, you could look at it in a flattering way. But like, there's no control over this kind of thing that we have.
No.
But it's so for me, it's like, all right, it's more about finding a way to be able to flow within this massive ocean of all of these abundant let me just say female fish, mermaids, right? And like staying on track on my direction, and dealing with and approaching.
But what you've got, and this goes right back to what we were discussing just before. She will be more pursuing and more adamant about what's going on, not only for her own satisfaction, she'll have friends that are wanting to know what's going on. She might have a female family member who's asking, so she might have a sister or a mum or something, and they'll be going, yeah, but where's he at though? Why is he still with other girls though? Where is he now? Do you know where he is now?
It's my life and my love life, and that's how
exactly. No, but I agree with you. But that's why it's the way it is.
I just want to know. I want to know these people that just like go on one date and they happen to meet the person that they want to spend the rest of their life with on that first date. Like,
it's possible, but
it can happen. But how often is that going to happen, man?
We're both on the same wavelength, and it's just.
Yeah, it clicks. Like sometimes that happens, and it does. But clearly, in this situation, it ain't. So why is she still pursuing? It's
not even I just think the question shouldn't be asked. Like just when you're dating someone, just accept that they might be possibly seeing other people at the same time, and it's okay. Yeah. Until you do something exclusive, and you decide to I want to spend more time with you.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's okay, but you need to make sure that you're with someone who also feels it's okay, because there's some people who don't think it is. Yeah. So what it sounds like is you're with someone who doesn't think it is.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. She sounds like someone who, once you're dating, that's it. Like, both ways. Because with the way she said, oh yeah, I've been on another date, I reckon that's just her bouncing back. That's me personally thinking that. That's me being the cow in the circle, making a judgment on someone. But I'm just saying, it sounds like there's someone who's got an opposite thought to what yours is. And for some reason, she's still going with it.
I just want to know.
I'm that guy. No, I'm joking.
I do want to know.
It's because it's you.
Because of that. Do you know why I think it is? Do you know why I think it is? Like, honestly. It's just because, and this is what I would easily say for Junior as well, like, because we have this quality of like being quite nurturing and affectionate, even when we're honest about how we might be dealing with things or approaching things. I think that some females find that highly attractive, and so that gets.
You're both autistic.
You could say that need gets met.
But you're both quite artistic and linguistic. You know what you want from life. You're happy to talk about it. These are all things that are positives. So yeah, obviously that's attractive.
So then that might help, because then they might feel like so there are those bits that I like and those qualities, but alright, here's this thing, because he's not really ready yet. So I can either wait until maybe he's a little bit ready, or can maybe kind of do some stuff to kind of get him a bit ready
and that's
quicker.
exactly what's happening. Exactly, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. But
and maybe it might happen that one day a female who does that, it actually works. Like then because that might be, if you want to call it, the one for us, right? Or that may end up happening. I don't know.
I definitely get that.
The thing is, I'm just picky as well.
No, but you're allowed to be. I'm not being funny. If you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone, then you need to be sure. Yeah. These are the things we need to be sure of.
But even at terms,
guys. By the way, just to let you know, I've got to go like in about 5-10 minutes.
Cool.
So I'm just letting you know.
That's fine.
I don't know if you've got. Okay.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, same boat. I've already heard, Mummy. He's still playing it. Every now and again, I'll hear someone shout Sterling or something downstairs. Still ongoing. But I think he wanted to tell me that he'd scored a goal, and I just ignored him. So it's fine. Yeah, go on.
Well, I guess quickly, I just want to add something about the whole dating thing. I don't know how I don't have much time to do a lot of this. Like, I can't date women all at the same time, all like them in the same way. That'd be too hard for, like, I don't know, like, if you really like someone, they should really be clear that you're not going around doing 5 or 6 girls in the same fashion, because that's time consuming.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I promise you, man, like, I'm seeing someone at the moment, I don't see any more time for anyone else. I'll be real with you. I'm building websites, I want to do other projects, I'm doing this project. Like, where's the time to meet other girls and spend a whole night with another girl? Like, I ain't got the time for that. Like, it might not sound realistic for some people.
I think it's also because you really like this girl though as well. Because if it wasn't really like, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I like this girl, I enjoy her company, but I want to like spend maybe time with others as well, then you might find time, even though you've got all those other things going on. But because you really like her,
yeah, you sound sold.
Then you're kind of like, oh, mine are about the other girls. Like, if they're there, then all right. But like, it doesn't really matter because I'm really enjoying this girl's company.
No, but there is no other girls.
And that is nice.
There is no other girls.
That is a nice thing. Oh yeah.
And the thing is, there is no other girls. Like, and the thing is, the reason why is because there's no need to go out there. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go for more. Like if I felt the need to go for more, it'd be a very different story. But I don't think I shouldn't even need to say that. Like if I'm spending 3 or 4 nights a week at someone's place, that's because I really like them and I want to see them more often.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. I could be spending 3 of those nights with 3 different women.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that just doesn't work for me right now. Like, especially when, like, I'm saying this because there's a lot of people who can do that all around, and they could do bare things like all at the same time, but the level that I'm doing with this female now, like, and I'm thinking that's time consuming. So I think not only that, it weren't that, like, this was a build up. So I was seeing people when I first met her, but I'm no longer speaking to those girls that I was initially speaking to while I was talking to her. And it makes sense.
You're at a different stage then, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It had to take that. It had to take me having a few girls at the beginning for that to happen.
Yeah, but what you've got to understand is that the girl that you're with now, she was probably feeling the same way that this girl is.
No, I think she was doing the same as what I think she was doing exactly what I was doing, man. She was still on Tinder. She was still dating. I think she was still dating.
You think she was? Have you asked her?
No, I don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to. But I think that the reason why I say that is because I don't want to know the answer to that.
Yeah, because obviously,
I like her enough.
And you know what though? Yeah, you wouldn't know the answer because it'll hit, because it kind of brings back the. Yeah, I know it.
It spoils the moment. Yeah, it spoils the moment. That's why I've not mentioned it. And
that might be. And also, I know this sounds really bad, but that might be why she's not discussed the fact that you were. Do you know what I mean? What you've got now is spot on, and that's
exactly.
But what I'm saying is, if you look back at the other scenario that Ashley's just discussed, you might think that girl's trying to get to where your girl's at now.
Do you know what she needs to do? Let Ashley just flow.
That's what I mean.
But doing, like,
we do have a really good time together. We do have a really good time together when we enjoy each other's company.
Exactly. That's it. That's all they need to know, innit? Like, in the early stages, like, questioning man is just making man just bare anxious and like it makes like, if you the best moment you're gonna get of a guy is when he's not thinking about things. When you're bringing up things that's gonna make him think. I'm telling you from experience, man. When a girl makes me think, I am the worst person on I'm the worst person you want to be around. I start talking shit, like, sorry for my language, but I start talking crap. And I start overthinking and analysing, like, and then it makes me anxious, and then I start being not the same person that I was. But if you could just enjoy the moment with someone, just enjoy their time with them. You don't worry about what they're doing. If they want to see someone else, great, do that. It's up to you. But when I'm with you, let's just enjoy each other's company. Let's enjoy each other. And that's what. Do you know? If anyone's listening to this dating Ashley, just flipping let him just enjoy his life, man. And enjoy his moment. Enjoy your moment
I've
with
not
him.
experienced that she's not trying to do that, but I've experienced that she's trying. Like my assumption, and of course it's all interpretation. Like,
yeah, it's all interpretation. We could be completely wrong. She could be like the most comfortable person in the world, and that's just who she is.
Just how
she just asks. That's how she starts a conversation. What you doing?
Yeah,
I'm just past, and I'm also partly doing what I said about not kind of to do is where I've experienced those kind of little things in the past before, and you've seen, okay, I can see what that is or what that might be leading. And I'm kind of like, that's happened with her a little bit, and I'm like, I wonder if she's doing that too. So, but the key thing, like, as I said, for me, like what you just said, Junior, about like just enjoying each other's company, and for me, I'm gonna keep having a nice experience, and there'll be a point for me where I will keep choosing the same female to keep having a nice experience with.
Exactly.
In a romantic way, because I've got a very close best friend who's girl too. So, but I'm talking about specifically like romantic way.
Definitely
But that's a choice that has to arise and come out of me at the point when it does, and not because it's maybe pushed or questioned or forced because the other person wants it and all that kind of stuff.
But you see, like your situations are completely different from mine. So
yeah,
because like when we were going out, there was none of the like. Do you know what I mean? You could still meet up with other girls and stuff, but it wasn't as accessible, I would say. And also,
I've not always done that before as well. Because I remember one. Sorry, I cut you up. Carry on.
No, God, no. That was my ending. I was gonna bumble on, so that's fine.
No, because I remember like two. Let's say like two girlfriends of mine. The like my first girlfriend. I remember when I liked her and I was pursuing her. That was like before I started doing that. I remember I was like, yeah, I think I might have said this before. I'm at uni, virgin. Let's live my life and let's have fun and I was in that space, and then I started like really liking this girl, and I wasn't like, I'm gonna still try it with other girls. It was I want to just pursue with this girl. And that's happened another time as well when there was a girl who I really liked, and.
So you've like cut ties with one to move on to the next type thing, whereas this is different, is what you're saying? Yeah,
or I mean, or I may not have even or may not have even been seeing a girl at that particular time in my life, but I was relating to myself as being single, and I'll stay single until I was in a relationship. But then I met these girls who I weren't in relationships with, but I was just clear I'm not gonna pursue any others because I pursue that one, and I haven't had that for a long time, like in the sense of I just want to pursue that one, which is why I suppose I've come to the creation / conclusion of when I'm in love, then I'll be in a relationship, and so, or consider to be in a relationship. So, just liking someone for me isn't, I suppose, it's not enough for me now anymore.
No, I get that.
To be like, alright, relationship.
Wow. Did this thing.
This was very interesting. Like,
this is very interesting. It's starting to unfold. I've got some more interrogation to do, man. Anna's getting interrogated. No, I'm joking. No, I just want to,
don't.
It's been a pleasure, man. Like, obviously, I want to have you again, Hayley.
Sure.
No, it's fine.
Sure.
Monday nights is fine for me, guys. So whenever you want to speak to me, just do what you did. Just send me a message and just say you're free, and then I'm game.
Cool.
It's fine. I'm really enjoying myself.
Man,
same here, man.
Setting the level. You know,
man.
Fresh thing.
You are adding the standards up. You're raising the standards.
And listen,
raising the bar.
Really good females in my life, and I can't wait to bring them on the show because a lot of them are interested, like, and putting their word in it. And
you'll find as well there'll be people who have opposite opinions to me as well. So don't take mine as you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, funny enough, with Anna, hopefully she shares what happened with her. It was almost like a first love thing, like that first love at first sight, type of thing that happened for her. So I wanted to hopefully share that. It'd be interesting to hear what she says about that, and you might have to blank that out actually, because I don't know if she's going to talk about it, but I'm sure she will. She's very open and honest. But it's just a different scenario than yours, but ultimately you're both married, you're both very, very happy in your marriage.
Alright, guys,
so
we're gonna I can hear you.
I need to go as well, blood.
Alright, darling,
it's been great.
Okay.
Yeah, speak soon.
Thank you so much, Hannah.
Yeah.
Just say I'm listening. Just say I'm listening. Just say I'm listening.
Just saying!
Just say I'm listening.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Mr. Burnett. I'm Reggie.
What you doing here?
I came to take out Megan.
What?
I came to take out Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 15, Mr. Burnett.
Motherfucker, you look 30. Show me some ID.
I don't have none on me.
You don't have no idea. Get your ass up against that wall. What the fuck's your problem? You think you know it all? You little young thundercats. You got joints on you?
No.
You smoke that shit?
No, sir.
You trying to get my daughter high? You smoke that shit?
Nigga, who that is,
It's
dog?
Reggie.
Who the fuck is Reggie?
Came to take Megan out.
What you want, nigga?
Here to take his daughter out.
What's your name?
Reggie.
Well, I heard a motherfucker say your name, Reggie. You taking Megan out?
Yes,
How old is you?
15.
Shit, nigga, you at least 30.
This is
Can
Mike.
you fight?
Yeah.
You can fight. Oh, you motherfucker, you can't fight. Look at you. Look.
Mike,
No, I want to know if the
Mike.
nigga. I want
Come on.
somebody gonna take
This
my
is a
niece out. I want to
This
know
is
if the
a
nigga can
godfather.
fight. Somebody might
Okay.
come say something.
Hey.
The nigga can't fight. She can't go.
Megan's godfather, okay? He just got out the joint.
Why you
okay?
putting all my
They call
business in
him-
the street? Why you
They
putting
call
all?
him.
I just got out of jail and I ain't going back.
Yes, it
I
is.
ain't going back. What's wrong with you?
No.
You acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before.
Man, stop pointing the gun at the boy, man.
Nigga, look. Don't you disrespect me in front of company.
All right, let the gun go off. You don't
Nigga,
have.
you a big old tall
no.
ludicrous looking motherfucker, ain't you? You rap?
No.
Move,
Hey,
nigga.
look.
Get out the way.
Hey,
If I see
okay.
you on the highway,
Hey,
get
hey.
the fuck out of my way.
Hey, Mike! Now listen, have my daughter home at 10:01. If she ain't home at 10:01, I'm in the car, okay? Lock, loaded, and hunting your motherfucking ass down. Do you hear me?
And I'm
Speak
going
the
with
fuck
him.
up, Reggie.
And if I'm there, you know what it's gonna be? Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, nigga. That's what it's gonna be.
Marcus! Oh, Reggie, baby, I am so sorry. Please forgive Megan's dad and his silly friend.
You a virgin?
Yes.
All right, keep it that way. Ain't gonna be no fucking that night.
Baby, the red shirt's nice. I like that. You guys have a good time.
You ever made love to a man?
No.
You want to?
No, sir.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
Just saying.